So, hi, Hunter, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. So this Friday, you'll be releasing your debut EP album, Scorpio Rising. So first of all, congratulations and good luck.
Thank you so much. It's been about, I was talking to my producer and my manager about this last night, but I wrote the first song for this project over 3 years ago. So it's taken a long time, but to finally be at this moment is really exciting.
Yeah, so tell me more of your feelings these days, with everything that's going on with the global pandemic and releasing an album.
Well, so at the time, when we first started releasing the singles from the project, we initially wanted to put out the EP in the fall of last year. And in
Last year.
retrospect, I think we wish we would have done that because now we're in this position of I'm releasing this project. I can't go out and promote it. I can't really perform. And this is kind of what all artists are dealing with at the moment. Like the industry is kind of in this weird place where all of these artists like have projects that we've been planning on releasing for months or like over a year. And now we're just in the situation where we don't really know when COVID-19 is going to end and when we can all get back to work and doing what we would usually do. But at the same time, I am really happy that I'm releasing this now because I think that now more than ever, I think people need some new music and something to take their mind off of what's going on in the world. And if I can provide some sense of happiness for like a second to people with some new music that's really exciting and really fun. And we touched on like a lot of different emotions in this EP, but I think that there's a lot of songs on here that'll make people really happy.
Yeah.
And that's why, I do what I do. So I hope everyone enjoys it despite everything crazy that's going on in the world right now.
And how are you planning to promote it? Because as you said, it's not possible to perform, to get out from the house because probably everyone on a lockdown. So how are you
Yeah.
going to promote it?
So I actually just signed with a new distribution company. We're launching a campaign with a bunch of Spotify playlisters. So we're trying to get the music out to as many people on different streaming platforms as possible. I know that social media is really integral at this point. That's really going to be our main source of promoting music for the next few months. So I'm just focusing on engaging with my followers and my fans online, getting people really excited, making sure that I have new content coming out really frequently just to keep people engaged. I'm going to be doing a live stream concert of the EP tomorrow. So it is like I'm performing, obviously, virtually. We had so many things planned originally for this project to come out. But we're trying to make the best of it.
Yeah.
So a lot of social media, and then obviously we're going to do a live stream performance tomorrow. We'll see how that goes. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, it sounds really cool. So let's get into the album and what it means to you. So what did you write it about? What are we expected to see in it?
So I based the most of the project was inspired by a past relationship fling of mine. I met the guy who I wrote most of the music about. I met a few years ago, and I was just really infatuated by this guy, and we kind of got into this situation that wasn't necessarily defined, but I was really in love with this guy, and I ended up writing the first song that I wrote for the project was called Right Now, and I wrote that in January of 2017. And at the time that I wrote that song, I had no plans to make an album. I had no plans to create an entire project. But the reason that the project is called Scorpio Rising and the album is called Scorpio Season is because I met this guy on his birthday, And we sort of got into this situation during Scorpio season, which is the time between like October 23rd to November 20th, I believe. So within that time frame is when we met and we began this whole relationship, situationship, whatever you want to call it. And so that was the inspiration behind the name of the record. And most of the songs came out of some really deep emotional places I found myself in, trying to navigate how I felt about this guy and how I felt about myself and how I felt about possibly getting into a new relationship. I talk about a lot of it on the EP, and even more so on the album. You know, obviously we have more songs that are included on the album version, so it's an interesting story.
Yeah, and why did it take like almost 3 years to make the album come true? I mean, it's a long time.
It is. I didn't know I wanted to make a whole record until maybe a year after I wrote the first song. I just knew I wrote this really great song, which was Right Now, and I really wanted to get it produced and I wanted to get it out into the world. And once I started performing that song at like small little gigs I would have, and it got really good reception and people had a lot of really nice things to say about it. And so I thought to myself, you know what? I'm starting to feel like I'm really getting better at writing pop, and I want to write more songs like this. So then I thought to myself, well, if I was going to write an album, what would I write it about? And I knew that I was going to write it about this guy. And it's not entirely about him, but the record's more about my journey growing into the person I am through this whole situation and the things that I learned from going through all of that, because it wasn't like a happy ending fairy tale type of situation. I got my heart broken really bad. And, you know, after it ended, things happened throughout the last 3 years that drew everything out a little bit longer, and various things would kind of happen regarding that situation here and there. And as time went on, I was like, you know what, this is a really important part of my story that I want to share with people. And I started just to write more and more, and the songs got better and better and better. And then that culminated in about a year ago, we finished November, which is the lead single from this project.
Yeah.
And it ended up being, in my opinion, probably like my favorite song I've ever done.
I love it.
Thank you.
It's such a bop.
Yeah, it was a big moment for me.
It is, and that's what we're talking. We are going to talk about. So I'm talking to you right now, and this is your first album, and I'm getting this vibe from you of like a major pop star that's already a few years in the industry, but this is your first album. And you said a few times that your idol is Lady Gaga, like one of your main idols. And you wrote November with her and with Red One, you know, the main people in the industry, which is, first of all, it means something, I think, about you as a singer. So first of all, tell me, how did it happen?
So I had the idea that I wanted to use elements of Gaga's song Alejandro from, I wouldn't say from the beginning of, because I write my lyrics first. So I started writing the lyrics in November 1st. And then I was like, okay, so how do I want this song to sound? Like, what do I want the chords to be? Like, what kind of vibe am I going for? And I was thinking to myself, I wanted to use an element of one of Gaga's songs. And I thought that Alejandro was perfect because what November is about is similar to kind of what Alejandro is about, which is kind of like coming to terms with the end of a situation and saying goodbye to somebody that you were once in love with. And so I thought it was like the perfect way to kind of combine my songwriting with hers to create this this conjoined piece of music. And I've always looked up to her, and you know, getting to use, you know, parts of her songwriting in this album is it seemed really appropriate, because I mean, I've loved her for years. And I'm really proud of the end product, because I think that song's really special.
Well, you should be proud.
And we played it for members of her team, and they absolutely loved it.
So how did that how did you make it happen? You know, not anybody could do it.
So I actually reached out to a couple members of her team. I'm not gonna say exactly the process of what happened, because there's a lot of legal things that go into of clearing the sample and everything like that. But basically, I reached out to a couple members of her team and said, "Hey, I had this idea. Me and my manager kind of wanted to have this concept in this song where I kind of interpolated one of the melodies that she wrote for Alejandro, which obviously was which is established song already. So I had to do a lot of like legal things to kind of like make sure that I had permission to clear the song and use some of her songwriting and everything. And so once that was all done and all the legal stuff was registered, we were good to go. Yeah. And we did this song in California about a year ago.
Wow. Okay. And what have you learned so far as a brand new artist, pop musician, about the music industry?
There's so much that goes behind releasing not just like a single, but the entire process of putting out a record is so overwhelming, but it's really rewarding, because something that I didn't really realize, because I started out in the industry as a songwriter. So the things that I was really aware of in the industry were just in like the realm of being a writer. I didn't really know about how much goes into being an artist until I became one. So the biggest thing I learned about the industry in the last couple of years is that like your team is everything. Because if I didn't have a team behind me helping me do all of this stuff, there is no way any of this would have gotten done, because it's impossible to do it by yourself. So the biggest thing I've learned is the importance of collaboration and picking good people to be around you.
Mm-hmm. So I see a lot of new artists that come to the music industry, searching and starting new things and come to succeed. And I see a lot of, I think you're very ambitious, and it's not something that we can see in every artist. And you're like, I know what I'm doing. I know what I want to do. Like you have a very, very specific plan. So where do you see yourself in the next, let's say, 2 years?
2 years. Let's see. So in about 6 months from now, 6.5 months from now, I'm going to put out my full album. So 2 years from now, I just want to keep writing, collaborating with some exciting new artists, and promoting my music. I would love to do some festivals, perform at some. I would love to perform at Boston Calling Music Festival. I live in Boston, Massachusetts now. I went to college here, and I actually just recently moved back. So that's a really big music festival that goes on in this city every year. I would love to perform there. On a bigger scale, I would love to perform at Coachella. I go to Coachella every year, and I have for the last like 5 years. So that'd be a dream come true. I just want to keep making music and connecting with people all over the world. This is like a dream for me.
It is. And let's say, who is your dream collaboration?
Just one?
You can say more if you like.
I would love I'm a huge Drake fan. I'm a big hip hop fan in general. I would love to collaborate with a rapper on my next project. I do a lot of like R&B influenced music, so I would love to collaborate with like any kind of dope hip hop artist. But I'm a huge Drake fan, so that, I mean, God, if I blew up, like that would be at the top of my list. I also really love The Weeknd. I love Ariana Grande. I would love to sing with Gaga someday. I think that'd be incredible. I think our voices would sound really good together, honestly. I don't know if that makes me sound really conceited, but
No,
I think it sound great.
when I saw the first snippet of November, everyone looked at your art pop tattoo and they thought it's literally Gaga, like playing on the piano. People like
Yeah.
uploaded videos of LG6. You know, let's talk about it. How did that make you feel?
Oh my God. Like, that was never part of the plan. I remember I woke up one day and like so the story of how this whole situation kind of came to be was that I had to register all of the songwriting credits like exactly correctly for everything to be like legal and for nobody to like get sued and everything like that. Like there was just a lot I had to do. So the first thing that I knew people were aware of was that our names were under the same track as songwriters. And then I saw that popped up online and then people were talking about it. And then I got a lot of people messaging me being like, are you working on like LG6? Because I saw your name next to Gaga and like you guys are both songwriters on the same song. So like what's going on? And I'm like, I don't know. And then I saw like on Twitter a video of me going around online and I'm like, people think this is her playing. Oh, oops. Like, because I just uploaded it to my Instagram account like I would upload anything else. I was just like, this is a song that I have coming out. Like, this is the acoustic version. Like, stay tuned. And then because, like, obviously I have the tattoo that matches hers, and I guess some people thought that our voices sounded similar enough that people thought it might be her singing or playing. It made me, I don't even, it was so crazy. I remember I told my family and my friends about it, and I'm like, guys, like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to say. Like,
Yeah, but you had a great start, I have to say, because November, for example, I follow on Spotify, and more than 30,000 streams. I think it's a very great number for a
yeah, for
start.
right out the gate, yeah, I was really happy with it.
Mm-hmm.
I think Right Now, which was the first single, I think it did the same, and I was like, all right. So, but I'm only gonna dream bigger from here. So,
We believe in you.
thank you.
Thank you so much, Hunter.
Thank you.
And you're going to have a very cool future, and we are waiting to see that.
Thank you so much.